Hey everyone, this is Donawa, and right now I'd like to show you how to make a Doom 64 style weapon sprite, or really any Doom 64 style sprite, but mainly weapons. The thing is, Doom 64 has that really shiny, sort of plasticky 90s CG look, and the default settings in Blender don't exact don't exactly really do a good job at replicating that. As you can see here, I have it on EEVEE. That's going to be important later. So, you want to get that old look? Well, I'll show you how right now. First of all, you should go down to Color Management, select View Transform, and change this to Standard. And now, you should be able to, let's just add in a sphere for shading purposes. Smooth shade. And you will be able to see that on AGX, this is a lot duller compared to with standard. The thing is, standard disables the auto brightening stuff that is in most modern renderers. Changing this to sunlight in order to get this to look a bit better. And as I was saying, when you enable a standard, it disables all of the auto brightness stuff like the HDR that is in like AGX or Filmic. Now, as for the world, I'd recommend that you change this to black for the world color. That way you'll get those hard shadows that are really a major part of the look. Let me just change this to a cylinder, since that's more so like a gun barrel. Now, for the for the camera, I'm not exactly sure what the Doom 64 weapon FOV was. I mean, I doubt it was the same as what the game renders for the FOV, but I think that it's probably something like a 90 degrees or lower. Something between like 90 degrees and 60 degrees. And as for, we should move this back so that it's, uh, wait, crap, I got it all. So, usually you want to angle the camera a bit, so that way you get that sort of upward pointing of the gun. And for FOV, I think that usually they used like something between 60 and 100 degrees for the FOV. I think like the plasma gun used 66.3, so we'll be using that. Now, as for the materials, you usually want to go with something that's simplistic but not just a flat color. So Principles BSDF would work for this, and a lot of the Doom 64 guns have sort of a blue tint to them. Let's go with a sort of bluish purple. Darken that down. Decrease saturation. Now, this kind of looks like crap right now, so let's first of all change the angle of the sun. Either that or replace it with a point light or two. And then, as for the adding some grit to the texture, you can do that by going here to normal, bump, height, color ramp. You'll have to go up to shading in order to fix it because of something with Blender. So for here, you'll have to correct it to color instead of alpha. And then after that, you can run a noise texture into it. And that'll start to give you some grit to it. Change the scale to something bigger. You can also set a color ramp for the strength of the bump. And and add another noise texture, and you'll be able to get a sort of scratch texture. Pull the markers around and maybe invert this. And those are just sort of the basics of trying to get the Doom 64 style to your like weapon models and stuff. Basics on materials, lights, and the worldview. Of course, I recommend that if you haven't already, you should watch like something like the Blender Donut tutorial to get a hold of modeling. But I hope that this helped you with trying to get that style down. Bye for now.